form. A final score of Mansfield Town 1, Wrexham 2. And my word, that's a big win, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a lot of talk obviously yesterday with the results going our way, but it doesn't mean a thing if you don't back it up yourself the next day, and that's exactly what Wrexham have done. What a great result, but also a really good performance. That's some of the best football I think we've played away from home so far this season. I thought at times we just really nullified Mansfield on all counts, particularly in that second half. Came out really well. Not an easy job for Matty James to come on in a game like that. For Andy Cannon, who obviously we absolutely wish the absolute best for after what looked a nasty challenge, but Wrexham was superb today. Just the last few moments there as well to stay switched on. Owen O'Connell superb in his own box. Seb Revan as well making a really good late challenge. Who I thought, for me today, Seb Revan was my man of the match. I thought he was absolutely outstanding going forward. Just did everything right in a position where you've got to do a lot of things right to try and get in that team ahead of James McLean. But he's done everything so well today, as have the rest of those players out in black.
Yeah, completely agree. I think James coming on was possibly a little turning point for us. You know, when he came on, it just gave us that little bit of more stability in front and played a little bit cuter with his passes when we were able to play through them. Revan outstanding. And I thought the whole team really, especially that second half, the way they came out, can't remember a save Okonkwo had to make, but we had the better chances certainly, and it probably should have been more than 2-1 and less nerve-wracking than it actually was by the end. But we come away, and it's mad how your away form turns and flips and your home form flips in just the space of a couple of weeks.
Absolutely. As Mullen does his regular celebration after a win, he's back on the bench today. But yeah, Wrexham taking a second-minute lead. McDonald with an own goal after a brilliant ball in by Rathbone, and as Mia said, Seb Revan and Rathbone would terrorise Mansfield down that left-hand side throughout the game. Mansfield, though, after Jay Rodriguez missed a fantastic chance to equalise, his shot cleared off the line by McLaughlin, was able to equalise. McDonald at the other end, getting up unmarked, getting onto the end of a good cross and drilling it home well. Andy Cannon went off with a nasty injury. Wrexham didn't really control the first half as they might have wanted to, considering their start, but in the second half it was a very impressive performance. Wrexham dominating possession. I mean, it took about 20 minutes for Mansfield to get any bodies into Wrexham's half, in all honesty. The winning goal coming from Max Cleworth, a tremendous strike from outside the box into the bottom left corner after Revan again had done really well to work across into a dangerous area. And we could have scored more. Cleworth had hit the bar before scoring that goal. There were opportunities afterwards as well. But the bottom line is another away win. Just can't stop winning on the road. That's not a bad habit to have, is it?
No, absolutely not. We've said that in our commentaries before, that it's so important that our away form just picked up a little bit. Could we change that? It's now our home form that we need to make sure we go back to and reiterate how important those home games are. And for me, it's the crowd at home that can really make a difference for us. It was very, very quiet. Mia spoke about it on Tuesday night, of how quiet it was, and it's just an expectation potentially. They really need to start getting us up for games, not just the stuff on the pitch. And if that happens and we can just tweak that, our away form looks good at the moment. We look fairly solid, and we look like we're going to score goals now in our team. I think Rathbone has been a sensation. I thought he was brilliant today, and we don't even talk about him today because he's that level of standard that we expect from him, and he was that good. Yeah, our away form good. We have made sure that has turned since the turn of the year. Let's get back home and let's really enjoy a win at home again to get our real spices, our juices flowing again.
Yeah, I think that's big as well. It picks us up again for Wednesday, doesn't it? After, you thought last week after that Orient game, I think a few heads went down, and you're sort of thinking, it could be, a difficult few weeks if this is how we're going to play, after looking at that second half. But now you going into Wednesday thinking, what? Come on, Peterborough, let's get ourselves to Wembley. And then after that, Bolton, which tees itself up again for another brilliant game towards the top of that table.
What team would you go with then, Mia? Wednesday, would you go strong, or would you change it all around, give everybody a rest?
I think you've got to go strong. I think Revan's played himself into the team for me today. I think George Evans probably gets a run out again. With it being that trophy competition, but he could do anything, couldn't he, really, Phil Parkinson? I mean, he's got, most of his players at his disposal now. I think, could we see a Mullin return? Possibly. It's a really interesting one, and it really sets it up to be a real great game, with Peterborough obviously getting a really good win as well themselves yesterday against Huddersfield. They'll be right up for it. It's a massive opportunity for them as well to put a bit of light at the end of their season.
Yeah, well, that's right, because I don't think they've got a great deal to play for, rather by staying in the division. And that win was huge yesterday to just give them a few points extra. But the boys below them are winning. Burton are winning, aren't they? Cambridge obviously won yesterday. And so I think it's so important. I think we go strong. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't. We're obviously going to have to freshen the midfield with Cannon. Maybe they go with the 3 boys again. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe George Evans, like you say, comes in. Maybe 2 new strikers. I think, do you go Mo Farl? Do you give Rodriguez to try and get him a goal? Do you put Mullin in there? Do you play Marriott because he needs the minutes? Who's picking this stuff? I'm so pleased I don't have to pick it.
Yeah, awful problems these, aren't they? It's terrible.
Dreadful.
I'll tell you, returning to today as well, 2 players that I'm pleased for. After Tuesday, you got an awful lot of people criticising Dobson and Matty James and suggesting you can't put them in the same midfield because, we all respond to the last thing that happened, forgetting the fact that at Northampton, the 2 of them were excellent, and that I remember sitting there thinking, if you got Dobson and Rathbone chasing second balls with James behind them, we're a proper team.
And Birmingham, the 3 played in Birmingham as well.
And then here we are. James has come on. Cannon was playing well, but James came on and he had a transformative effect, I thought, on the game. And Dobson as well, and especially in the second half, was constantly winning balls, using the ball constructively. The whole midfield 3, I thought, did a good job. But I enjoyed seeing those 2 combining, as some people seem to be raising doubts. Really, I don't follow the logic of doubting that good players can play together.
No, absolutely. I think James has really high quality about him, and like I said in commentary, I just think he needed a rest. And even it might not be 3 or 4 games; it might just be half an hour. Do you know what I mean? That takes your mind, it just takes your pressure off you as a player, and then you're able to just go on with a free mind and an open mind, I suppose, to just go and play. I'm a good player. Let's just go and play and enjoy what we do. And they are good players. And yeah, I think Dobson, I think he prefers the sitting one. I think he prefers to be in front there. But I think he can add forward. I'd like him to see his runs forward a little bit more. He did it a couple of times in the past few games, but he's just. I think he's quite easy to mark if he stays in one position. But if he uses his legs and goes and offers in behind a couple of times, then it just asks a couple more questions of defences for him and that midfield as well.
Well, he may have enjoyed himself. I certainly enjoyed myself. That was a superb win for Wrexham. And, of course, we'll be back again on Wednesday to see if we can get ourselves to Wembley. What a time to be alive. With the final score of Mansfield Town 1, Wrexham 2. We've been Andy Morrell, Mia Roberts and Mark Griffiths from Wrexham AFC.